Hi all, right, welcome back to Carrier Battle Philippine Sea Scenario 6. I think this is my part 32. I did kind of cut things a bit short last night, just kind of run out of time. But did leave us in a bit where I'm going to have to remind myself where we're at. I know we're in the US air attack segment. So the procedure is we have contacted. For sure. What are we attacking here? Butai 4, yeah, okay, that's the one with all the ships. We did make contact. We didn't need to increase anything because they're all at level 4. We don't need to increase commitment. We've rolled for surprise. Yeah, we're trying to determine the Japanese cap, that's what it was. And it was rather fortunate because I was watching back on my video footage when we carried out this first airstrike on this force. The bit where I left things not knowing what the hits were going to be because I was unsure about a rule, and I eventually got that rule. It took a bit of time coming in to help me carry on with that. But anyway, I just was lucky enough that's the bit I was watching back because I was a little unsure I'd followed this procedure properly. But I had. We had a... Sorry, I'm looking on this. Yeah, we had 37 points. Where are we here? We had 37 points the air value, and we've got 21 lost and unavailable points, which gives us a 16. So, and then at first I thought I was going to be looking at that strength reduction table and all that, but no, it's done a different way. You just add them up and subtract what you lost and unavailable. And on the 16 column we're rolling this. Well, we did actually roll on this previously. We rolled a 4. However, we had complete surprise. So it took it down to a 1, so they only had a 2 cap. But you can see things could be much worse for us here. And the fact we've only got 2 fighters, they only need to assign one of these fighters, one of their fighter points, one of their cap points to the 2 fighters. So if we happen to get a result of 5 here, 4 of them are going after our attack aircraft. So that's kind of bad. And I clearly should pay more attention to where I'm launching my raids at, because we launched a raid and put 3 fighters, the last one we checked, wasn't it, against the surface fleet. And they don't have a cap, so I had 3 fighters doing absolutely nothing. So there's a wake-up call to you, Grant, to look at that and consider that in future. Okay, first time playing the game, I'd like to think I won't forget that the next time. But then again, you could go out flying towards one target and maybe have to divert to another, and you've got fighters and then the fighters aren't any good to you. That's different. If that happens, then you're kind of stuck with what you've got, I suppose. So yeah, we were doing this right. One other thing I looked back on and put some comments in the headers, I don't know if I talked about this again, was the Guam raid situation. I think I must have talked about it because I came to the conclusion that because the Guam air value is 7 and this is 7, then it works the same way. You don't use the strength reduction table, you just subtract the lost unavailable from your actual air value, and that's your strength. And if you have a strength less than, is it 3 or 4? If you have a strength less than that, the raid won't happen. So, in my opinion, a Guam raid is never going to happen again. So, but anyway, I did look back on that and found that that raid shouldn't have happened. And yeah, in fact, did I not take the 2 points away? I took the other 2 points away because I'd created a raid of 2 because I used the strength reduction, created a raid of 2, and I've took the 2 points away because we eliminated them as well. But it doesn't matter, it's got 7 and 7, that's 7 minus 7 is 0, and then that's that, I think. Again, unless I'm getting something wrong. Right, I had 2 or 3 comments on YouTube. One from Stuart, who had said, you could move your task force or break off a task group to try and help these airstrike flights coming back to save fuel. And I did say to him that I eventually kind of realised that, but then also realised that because the strike missions had the 8 aircraft, if I moved a task group they can only land 6 aircraft. So, and we've got aircraft at 8 to try and land, so it's a bit like, what do you do there? And I'm not sure what the situation is there, if I can still attempt to land them, because it's more than likely you're going to lose 1 or 2 anyway. But let's say you don't, what happens then? I don't know. And then, as for using the task force, well, I could move the task force closer to ours airstrike 8, but then I'm further away from airstrike 7. I'll probably do that as once we've landed airstrike 7, because, well, then again, you've got airstrike 2 down here, but he didn't have to fly as far. And you've got 1, 2, is there not a 3 up here? You've got 3, 5, oh yeah, and the one we're doing just now. So it might well be worth me start moving north a little bit to help the guys back. Yeah. And a couple other comments. One from, not sure of the name, was regarding, about moving that track, if you moved it, moving these return tracks, if it was every phase or if it was every time they were activated. We eventually found that out. It's some muddle in the rules, to be honest. It tells you one thing. I think it's just the example that includes it all wrong. But the actual rules kind of tell you to do it every time it's activated. So we got that clarified once we looked in BGG. But he was working out some of the numbers about the miles involved and the time involved, and which suggested that moving at every activation phase was probably correct as well. So there you go. It's been mathematically proven. You can go and look at the comment on my YouTube if you want to look into the actual details of that. But thanks for that, anyway. And John Brown came, two things, again, which I eventually realised, both of them. One was regarding having the air raid markers on these tracks, and the explanation, you should be able to launch a raid, but if you've got the 2 air raid markers down there, they've not. Got us through all that now. Think we've got that sorted. And the other point was, was this, and apparently I have done it, was this when you've got extra, that's a perfect table to look at, because that's what it was. And one of their air raids, we must have got a nice result. And this was the thing that's been brought to attention, that if you've got more here than what they've got aircraft, let's just say I've only got 3, they've got 3 aircraft, 3 air points, and we get that result, 3-2, then you would think that I would think that the 3 points are aborted, but then you've got 2 points left over. So what the designer has confirmed, and John actually gave me another link, it was, I can't remember the name of it now, it was the designer himself again that confirmed that you would, if it's over, you'd use eliminated points first. So if we had 3 air points, 2 of them would become eliminated and only 1 would abort. So that's not clear in the rules at all. I mean, I didn't see that anyway. And the other post that I had looked at, it was a different one, wasn't it? And the guy was like, right, okay, fair enough, but is that in the rules? Have I missed that in the rules? And I don't think anybody pointed them to a rule, because I don't think it's there. So there you go. I don't know if that's how people would have looked at that or not. I mean, is it just me that would look then? I look at the first number first, because I thought that's how it all worked. However, anyway, so thanks for that, John. I did realise that as the videos went on. But he pointed out at that time, I should have eliminated 2 Japanese air points, I think, instead of maybe 1 or something like that. Or maybe it was 2 instead of 0, instead of aborting them. It might well have been. But I'm not going to go back and try and fix that. We'll just... It's noted in the footage. He's got it timestamped as well, which is good for anybody that wants to look at it. Okay, right, let's get back to this cap then. So, we know what we're doing. We've determined net air value, which the net air value is the actual printed air value minus the number of points currently unavailable. So we've got 16. And then we go on this table. Card 2 front, cap strength table, cross reference. Yeah, and then it points out here, because remember the very first raid that we done, Well, the very first one that we, not raid, cap that we done regarding well, actually, it probably was the first cap. And they had 6 air point value, net air point value. No, they had 6 air point value and 6 lost or unavailable. So 6 minus 6 is 0, and I thought, right, well, nothing's going to happen. But you can see 6 or less, you can still get a 2 result there. So anyway, we're on the 16, which is here. So yeah, this could be nasty. Like I say, we've only got 2 fighters. So, but I want nasty because it's just too good. Although I have to say, that surprise was huge. If you think about it, that 10 die roll was huge. And not only that, we actually got moved on to that target because we rolled the perfect die. I think it was a 2 I had to roll to get that result, the W2 result. And that then moved it from a small target to that big, huge target here. And then we rolled surprise, which meant there was the cap roll was reduced by -3. There was no anti-aircraft fire, which it was quite a lot then. It was 45, I want to say. I remember seeing it, 45 or something. So it wasn't too shabby. And then the other thing, of course, is we had the +5 to each of the 3 die rolls that we ended up with. So yeah, that was a big stroke of luck there, though. So whether that's made things look easy as well, made things look a bit easier than it might have been if I hadn't rolled that surprise, really. Right, so let's roll. The more the better for us, and that's not good. So a 7. Right, well, let's see if the Japanese can get us a bit, get me going. So on the 16 to 20 column with a 7, oh my, it's just moved into the 4 slot. So that's bad. So that's going to be 3 of their air points attacking our attack planes. Okay, so they get a result of 4. And yeah, well, there's nothing available anyway, so this must just come from unused points. And then, yeah. It doesn't actually say anything there, but no, in the procedure, if you've not got available, you've got to bring them from the unused, haven't you? And these unused points, if any of them survive, they just go back into the unused points. So what am I wanting 4? Actually, I've got 4 singles here. So, and he only has to assign 1 to 2 of our fighters. So the other 3 are going to attack our bombers, whatever you want to call them. Where am I? Looking for the air attack. Okay. US fighters are scoring the strike, fire back, subtracting 1 from the die rolls. Place any Japanese air points eliminated. Place any Japanese air points eliminated in this combat into the forces lost box. It does say there then. So they go in the forces lost box, and then after all strikes. Sorry, I'm showing you that. After all strikes arrive in the phase have concluded, return any surviving cap to the pile of unused counters, basically just the counters I've set aside. The count neither as lost or unavailable. So any that we eliminate will go in their lost box. Yeah, okay. And it is a... it doesn't actually tell you there that it's a 1 for 2. But if we go back to cap, where's the cap one? Yeah, Japanese cap. Japanese fighters will engage any escorting American fighters on a 1 for 2 basis, i.e. 1 air point per 2 US escorts. If there are excess, they fight the US attack planes. And they're 2 separate combats, right. Okay, so they're firing first, so they're a 1 against their 2. So they're firing on the 1 column, but this isn't the one that's going to... now any modifiers? No. So no modifiers on the 1 column for them attacking our 2 fighters. That's a thudded 1. So that'll be a no. Now we get to fire back. Well, the good thing there was they didn't get an abort result, because that would have been even worse. Right, so we're firing back on the 2 column. However, we are getting the -1 because we're fighting, we're attacking fighters. Oh, that's rubbish as well. So 2 -1 is 1, so nothing doing there. So, well, I'll just leave things there just now. I mean, they're going to go back on the mission track. That's going to be an unused point because it's not available. However, here's the bigger one. So they've got 3 points against our 5. And we don't get to fire back with this one. And no modifiers. So on the 3 column, so you can see there's a bit more chance here. On the 3 column, 5, I think that's good enough for us. It doesn't go down quite that far. So we got away with this. On the 3 column, 5 have just got away with it. I mean, to be honest, a 6 or 7 would have aborted one of ours, which is not good because we want our full force. So yeah, we've got away with that. So now we do have to face anti-aircraft fire this time. So we'll find out how bad that's going to be. Yeah. So, and then from this pile, these were all unused points. Yeah, they were all... They survived. I can't think of the word. I'm trying to find what is in the rule book there. They didn't get lost, so they all just go back in the unused points. And now we have this. These 2 can go back in the track. What is it? Air Mission 6 it is. Yeah, and we're still targeting Butai 1. I just marked that green cube just to remind me where I was at. So we are still now going to... Well, no, we're facing anti-aircraft fire, aren't we? So let's find out what the value of that is. I'm going to have to hunt in here. It's the number at the top left. So 7, that's a 10, 17, or 7, 24, 28, and 38, 45. Yeah, that's the number that rings a bell to me as well. So 45 anti-aircraft. Oops, that's not too close, Grant. And so we're up to here. Yeah, so I mean, okay. There's a good chance of aborting 1 anyway. It only needs a die roll of 3 for this. So, yeah, let's just go for it. There's no modifiers to this either. So, yeah, that's bad. I reckon we're going to lose 2, maybe 3. So on the 40 with an 8, it's just 2. So we're going to... One's going to abort and one's going to be eliminated. Alright, okay. These are random. It doesn't really matter. I don't think... I've still not seen any difference between the TBM, the TBF, and what is it, the SBD. I guess it's just to reference that there are different types of things. I think some of these are torpedo bombers, weren't they? Some of these are normal bombers or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well this is a 1 to 2. To see which one's eliminated then, I'll just go from left to right. 1 to 2. So we've got a 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one's away. And it doesn't matter regarding abort. So this one's eliminated. So it's going to go in the air units lost, not in task group Hex. And this one's aborted. So it's going to go back in its air mission box. It can't do anything. So now we're reduced quite a bit. Yeah, that was pretty bad. And that's another part that we... Well, both of the parts, the cap side of things, because remember there's the -3 die roll, and the anti-aircraft fire being completely missed out due to that surprise. You can see that's quite a huge bonus. And you've also got the +5 to each die roll, which is not to be sniffed at either, isn't it? Right, so we've got 15 strength left. Now we are through at the attacking ships part. So... 15, right. Oh god, have I spent my fuel? I kind of want to say I did, but I need to look back on the footage of that. I'm sitting at 5 fuel. Well, can you not work that out, maybe, Grant? Possibly. Because the task force hasn't moved. I can look back in the video, but I've still not copied it across from the phone, so I can't go and check it now, well, without it being a bit a hassle. So let's say it started on 14. Where are we going? It's Butai 4. We're going up the way, Grant. So it's up to that green cube. So he started on 14. So 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 is into the hex. Well, that's what he's starting at, Grant. Yeah, 14. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Yeah, well, clearly I haven't spent the fuel point then, because I'm sitting at 5, and that was just to get me to the hit. Oh, wait a minute. Stop. That's not correct. Because our target was this small surf bass. Oh man, he's moved. Has he moved twice? I think he's moved twice because it was 2 away, wasn't it? So that would mean starting there 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7 or 7. So I'd have 7 fuel, and then I got sort of teleported up to the actual hex at 7. Well, how am I down to 5 then? I should be down at 6 at worst case scenario. The problem is I kind of need to know where I am at with this, because, well, you could look back on the... it means I've got to stop this video though. Is that a hassle, Grant? How can it be showing 5? What have I done wrong there then? I get the feeling I've spent the 1 to make the attack, but then that was last night, and then I left it at a stupid place, didn't I? 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. And then we got moved to there. Then we spent 1 to attack. That would put us at 6, and we're showing at 5. And I wouldn't have paid the 1 to avoid the column shift, because I wouldn't have, I never got anywhere near finding out how many die rolls we were getting. I'm not sure what's went wrong there then. Well, I could look back in the video footage leading up to there to see what his fuel is. Let me go and do that then. Right, I've been having a look back. I've still not finished yet though, but I've realised I wondered a little bit there. This airstrike mission 6 was not the one that got teleported, like I said. That was airstrike mission 8. So going on that basis again, it did make it all its way there. So from there, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So that does, yeah, I will be able to keep this right then. So it was 5, and he's shown on 5. So I haven't spent the fuel to attack. Right, I'm not going to bother watching the rest of it then, because that makes it clear. It was 5 fuel when I reached the hex. I've now spent the 1 fuel to attack. So do I want to spend the 1 fuel to keep the column where it is? Well, probably not. Just looking back there, I'm not bothered shifting the camera back. So I'm up 4. If we don't shift, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bear in mind, I might be bringing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? There's only 6 planes. There's only 6 units in this flight now, because we've got 1 eliminated. They had 7, so I would be able to move a task group. Possibly a couple of hexes, maybe. So does that mean you might take the shift on? Well, what is it we're looking at? Is it worthy of a shift? Because there was one of them that I thought, that's a big loss. What are we at again? 5, 10, 15 only. So we're there. And we're moving to there. See, I don't see that as being such a great loss. Okay, you're getting a -1 to one of the die rolls, but you're still getting 2 die rolls. You're only getting 1 -1 to one of them. So I don't think... Yeah, I think we'll take that column shift. It was the one... Which was the one... Yeah, it was like going from that to that, where you're getting 3 dice there, but you're only getting 2 there. That seems much bigger to me. I mean, okay, you're getting a +1 to each of them there, but a whole extra dice feels like it's much better, isn't it? So, and again, moving from maybe this one to this one would be bad, you know. Right, so I'm going to take the column shift, and we're going to get 2 dice. One's going to have no modifier, one's going to have a -1. Right? Okay. And let's see what we want to attack. Now, this could be fiddly, I suppose. Okay, so there's what we've got. This hasn't been touched, Shinanu. Zukaku has 4 hits on it. Its hit capacity is 8. So, another 4 hits to hit that one. Zueho has got complete hits, so we don't want to fire on him. He's eventually going to sink. And this guy, Amagi's got 3 on him out of 7, so again, he's 4 short. All I want to say is they're half. That's not quite half. And I've got the feeling, I seem to recall somewhere reading that if they were half their hit points, you know, if they were more than half their hit points or half their hit points, it was more detrimental, I think. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to roll 1 dice on that. Maybe just the -1 die on that. Yeah. And then we'll just roll the normal die on that then, maybe. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's roll our dice for -1 on Maggie. I'll just use 2. Well, it's got to be 2 separate rolls. Well, it doesn't have to be 2 separate rolls, but I'll do it separately. So the -1 on a Maggie. Yeah, it'll be complicated. I'll have to start talking about coloured dice and things like that. So no modifiers. We've done our shift column, so we're not spending that extra fuel. We have spent the point of fuel now to make the strike, and no other modifiers. Oh, hang on. Oh, they're not quite there. Yeah, I forgot about this. The servicing box. Look, we're just short. Look at that big pile of points that almost in the servicing box. That would have given us a +1 for each of the points. That's huge. Well, I'll tell you what, are we not still flying? We've got Airstrike 3 coming up to that. Yeah, but remember, it's got to be in service, and there's only 2 boxes. Well, yeah, I think he might be able to. He's only 2 hexes away. So there is a chance that Airstrike 3 is going to benefit from these points in the servicing. But right, well, we're not here, so no modifiers. And it's the air attack damage table at the bottom there. So this dice with a -1. Let's see what we get. And this is on the Amagi. Oh, yuck. 3 -1's 2. Well, I think that's maybe a point. It is indeed, see it there? It is indeed just 1 point. So, well, that's made it over half its damage, I suppose. Right, so, and of course, my understanding now, this is just a current hit. So that's going to go on like that. So, again, it's going to take time for that to all take effect. You know, so at the time these become permanent, he's only going to have 3 permanent hits until the next turn it was going to come a 4th permanent hit, etc. Yeah. Right, and then so the Zugaku's got 4 hits on it, and this is a die roll without a modifier then. Yeah, no modifiers to this one. That's better, 7. So 7, there's 3 hits. Oh, we needed 4, didn't we? Right, okay, so 3 hits on Zukaku. Right, okay, so that's the final result. So you can see 2, 4, 6, 7, just 1 short of eliminating him. But we do have that Airstrike 3 coming up as well. So yeah, depending on what results he gets, I suppose. Might well just concentrate on finishing that off and trying to finish that one off maybe. Okay, that's our airstrike finished. That's everything put back in the box, and I just need to remember that some of the hits are current down the bottom, previous up the top, but yeah, once we get to the end phase, we'll need to deal with that in the way that we have to deal with it. Right, so Butai 4 gets placed back in its hex, and airstrike 6 also, and then these 3 air attack planes go back in the box. Yeah, so like I say, with the loss of that one, we've actually got 6 air attack planes flights coming home. 6 combination of 6, 2 fighters and 4. So that is enough for a task group to take them all landed, so that might be worthwhile moving a task group that way. And what's airstrike mission 3 got? Well, it's got 3 and 4, I think. It's got 7, so well, you never know, it might lose one as well. Okay, so let's move on. Yeah, that's done and dusted, because we had an airstrike 2 attacked as well, didn't it? In fact, it destroyed a cruiser force. Was it? It's up in the Japanese sunk ships, and that was the attack from down here. And it's left as a battleship in there still. And then we had the airstrike 6 smashing on Butai 4. So we've been right through that twice. Clear inoperative flight decks, clear deck crashes, advanced phase marker. Well, we're now coming back down to 1. So this is the end of... Oh, I've put all the hit markers back as well. Should have realised it was the end of the turn. Right, so update hit markers. Right, so previous turn to permanent hit. Well, I suppose we're going to have to find out what might be happening here as well. Well, one of them's sinking. Right, so there's a situation. Again, my guess is that permanent hits are just these. There's nothing I've seen that's got something that says permanent hit on it. So, however, the Zueho has five previous turn hits, so they're going to be, because previous turns now go to permanent hits. So that's going to be eliminated. That's going to be sunk. So that's going up in the Japanese losses box as well. That's good. There's 2 down. Well, one, that was a carrier, a CVL this time. And then these points, well, actually I'm going to need... Yeah, because I'm going to have to replace the yellow ones with the orange ones. I need another 1, that's what I need. But the other ones become permanent 2. So, but that's what applies first, Grant. So, 2. Trying to find some smaller ones here. Right, give me a second. Right, so these 4 will become 4 permanent hits. Well, actually, there is a 4. So that's that. Right, these are still on it. So that's him got 4 permanent hits. Right, and these will come off. Right, and then these will become 3 permanent hits. So again, I'll put that in there and that there. Right, and then, well, before I start looking at it, let's just jump on to the next step. The next step is hit current turns to previous hits. So these that were done in the current turn are now previous turn. So that's a 1 and that's a 3. There's not a 3. These are just 1s, 2s, and then there's a 5. So that's what we have, I think. Okay, so let's have a little look though, because we do have some permanent hits on these now. Permanent hits can reduce the known air strength or the air value of Japanese forces follows. So, okay, so that's interesting to start with, because remember these air values, a 10 and an 8 there. But this has got a total of 7 hits on it. No, Grant. It's got 4 hits on it. So that's half of that though. and that one's got 3 hits on it. So note that permanent hits on a force less than level 4 would necessarily have been inflicted by submarine attack, since any airstrike would have raised the force to level 4. Yeah, okay, understood. If a level 1 or 2 force has permanent hits, subtract the total number of hits from its known air strength. Right, well, that's not going to apply. If a level 3 force has permanent hits, subtract the total number of hits from the level 3 force's air value. Yeah, okay, and that's only if the case was a submarine attack. A carrier with light damage less than half of its total hit capacity and permanent hits loses one. A carrier with light damage, well, I don't know what damage it's got. So we need to know if it's got light damage or heavy damage. Let's see this. What example? Japanese force has the carrier Shikaku and Zukaku, each worth 10 air value. Okay, and Chito's worth 4 air value. In the first action phase, American attack inflicts 5 hits on Zukaku. Right. These are registered as current turn hits. In the second action phase, Japanese force is activated, and you determine that it's launched. In the second action phase, the Japanese force is activated and you determine that it has launched a raid. The force's air value for this raid remains 24. Yeah, 10-24. As a raid would have been launched prior to the hits on Zukaku. Yeah, basically it's just saying there that while these are current hits, or even previous hits, it doesn't affect it. That's what we've got that sorted, yeah. When a Japanese carrier has become heavily damaged or more... Right, so we've got light, heavy damage, or more than. It's telling us all about that, but I'm not sure how we get to that. It's maybe just the chart that I need, really. That's going to help me with this, I think. Japanese damage effects. A bit strange it just jumped on to telling you about it, but not telling you how you got to it. So light damage, which says less than 1/2 hit capacity. Well, that's not going to apply then, is it? Because less than a half hit capacity, he's got exactly a half hit capacity. So I think he's okay. Oh no, hang on. No, that he's not. That's less than that. He's light damage. It's the next one. I'm looking at that wrong. So which means less than a half. So in actual fact, this guy has got less than a half. Because his hit capacity is 7. So half of that's 3.5. So he's got less than half hit capacity. So he has got light damage, which is -1 air value per permanent hit. So his air value at the moment being 8 is going to be 5 because he's got 3 hits. And then the other guy has got, because that's the reason I realised that, is the heavy damage is half or more of hit capacity. So he's got exactly half. So that's 0. So he doesn't contribute any air value. And then crippled total hits 1 to 2 less than capacity. For CV, 1 less than capacity. Right, okay. So that's when it's getting up to closely destroying it. You know, well, 1 to 2 less, obviously, if this is at 8, once we... In fact, we'll look at that next turn when these change into permanent hits, because he'll be 1 less than hit capacity, unless we hit him again. So yeah, so that would then cripple him. Effects down here, same as for US at each level of damage. Right, not sure what that is. And then effects to surface unit, same as for US. Same as for US. It's up here. And aircraft. So depending on its state, depending on how many points it's taken. Or we're just going with the damage level here. So if it's heavily damaged, the anti-aircraft value is going to be halved. And then there's some restrictions there. Okay, right, well, I don't think it affects anything until we go to do something with them anyway. Just wondering about... Yeah, see, it's talking all carrier operations. Well, they don't do that. How does it affect them when they're... And yeah, you know what? I'm going to have a little read at section 12, some of it again, I think. So I'll try and do that. My battery's kind of dying here. I thought it was... had charged up, but it looks like it's not. Right, I'm going to put these back. Yeah, so maybe just create a little short part here because I'll need to get my battery start charging again. It's a bit awkward to plug it in while I'm doing it. So that's it put back, and we've sunk one of their ships. Fire only applies to the US, so remember that one. Japanese submarine attack, not getting into that. Right, so advanced game turn marker. So we're now up to the 1330 game turn, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that turn went pretty quick actually, and this goes right back up to place new Japanese forces. And yeah, I think I will just leave it there. That's quite a short part by my standards, but no harm in that, I don't think. Okay, I've put everything else back. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll see how things go. I don't feel like there's any pressure on me at all here, so, which is, yeah, feeling a little disappointing all of a sudden, but I think I've sort of said that a few times. Whether it's been because I've got some really good luck, surprise and all that, and that's obviously hampered. That force looked like it was going to be about to start. It's just too long. It's too long getting through these tracks. It's funny, I was when I found out when Dave was doing it wrong and his video playthrough, he was playing at every action phase, and I thought, you know what, that would be better. I think that would be better. It'd be harder, but it just, it's not enough of a challenge, I'm finding. Again, assuming I'm doing everything right, but okay. Yeah, a bit disappointing because I was really, really loving the game, and now I've sort of got a bit sort of like, but I'm back here playing it again. I want to see where it's going to go, and yeah, just because there's no pressure. There doesn't feel like there's any pressure. I like things to be challenging. Thinking about setting something else up on the other table. I still have Fields of Fire set up there, and I feel bad about it because I was doing the playtesting, but I just burnt myself out a little because the problem was I done 4 missions on the Normandy campaign on Fields of Fire first. So right through. That was a lot. And then the guys asked about like signing up to do the playtesting, and I was still keen on playing. And I thought, yeah, well, I says, I don't know how much I'll be able to put into it, whatever. And then, so I've now played 4 missions of the first campaign, and that. And I think is it the 5th mission I've started, or is it the 4th one? I think it's the 5th. I just started it though, so I could probably just take it down if I did want to. But I do feel kind of bad because I was doing that as playtesting, but there's only so much you can sort of do. I need a break for it. I think it's a brilliant game, don't get me wrong, and I'll be buying the new version of it and whatever, but it's just you can burn out, so yeah, I was thinking about it. Got my thoughts on D-Day at Tarawa actually. I mean, I've only done playthrough D-Day at Omaha Beach. Always said I would definitely get around to Tarawa and Peleliu. Well, actually, no, we did try Saipan. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I've got Iwo Jima as well. Iwo Jima and Saipan. Different designer. Different result. Is all you can say. It's a shame the game's there. It's just the rules haven't been dealt with properly, and disappointing support, and yeah, just a bit of a shame, because I'm sure there is a good game in there. And Iwo Jima as well. I mean, I did try and play that back when I first got it, but the rule book's bad, and there's so many bits that are missing and contradictions, and it's just a mess. Not really what you want. I know all these complex games are going to have issues with rules. We've found them in this game, and maybe you can criticise some points, yes, but it must be hard. I wouldn't. The challenge of creating a perfect rule book, yeah, I'm sure it's impossible. I know that, but it's just they could have done so much better with that. But anyway, and they had chances to as well. In fact, my playthrough of the game, I'm not saying I was trying to make the game playable, but we could have done it better. Martin followed along with the game. He had got it as well. And we compiled a big list of rules, because we were firing rules, and yes, the designer was there answering them. So that's good. But then he asked if we could just compile, there's that many rules coming in, could compile a list of rules. We did that, and he never ever come back to me with any answers. So that was that. It just got packed up, and it's sitting beside Iwo Jima now. So, however, the Mr. Butterfield's 3, Omaha, Tarawa, and Peleliu, they are, although their rule books aren't perfect, no, there's some issues in there as well. Much more playable anyway, for sure. So, I thought I'd have a go at that, because I think it was like, this is too easy, I need something harder, but I'm going to leave this up, because I can put it on the other table anyway. I'm going to keep playing this, but I might just do that with setting something new up. Like I say, I do feel slightly guilty about leaving the Fields of Fire, but there comes a point when you can't overdo it. I could probably sit down and start playing it now, and probably quite enjoying it again, because I've left it for a couple of weeks now, haven't I? But we'll see. Okay, but I won't just leave this like this. I will come back and finish this off, because I think I get the feeling I could whiz through things now. I can't see a challenge. But we might find at the end of the game, when we tally up the results, that we're looking at a defeat, because it's maybe mainly about now is us getting our targets, destroying some of their ships. I think we've done not bad. We've got 2 destroyed, 1 a CVL. We're on our way to destroying a couple more, really. But is that enough points for the victory? I maybe need to do a bit more. It's maybe not about them throwing stuff at us. It's us trying to deal with some of their stuff, Right, okay, I've gone on enough about that, I think. Right, I'll be back later with the next part. Okay, cheers.